Tonight at 6, West Texas bracing for the winter storm that will drop ice, snow, and below freezing temperatures well into the morning on Thursday. Some panic buying at grocery stores and schools even closing their doors for the rest of the week. Our team has you covered every step of the way. Fox West Texas Live at 6 starts now. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Tim O'Brien. We begin with the winter storm moving its way across much of the country. A 2,000-mile stretch of bad weather ranging from New Mexico all the way up to Maine. 21 states are in the sights of the storm. Areas in the Midwest could see more than a foot of snow, with some parts expected to get record snowfall. Now, the biggest impacts will be in the south, expecting an ice storm that could see power outages. Now, across West Texas, weather conditions are continuing to go in the wrong direction tonight. Here in San Angelo, the roads starting to get a bit slick. It's been raining for much of the day, and those temperatures slowly starting to drop. Drivers should avoid overpasses and bridges. As you can see in Abilene now, the trees icing over, ice continuing to accumulate, and roads in Abilene gathering more and more ice. They've been well under freezing for most of the day. Tavian will talk about that here coming up. In Sweetwater, seeing ice and sleet throughout the day. Nolan County, they may even see as much as 5 inches of snow before this is all said and done. Now, this weather is expected to have a widespread impact over the Concho Valley and the Big Country as well. We have crews ready across the entire area. Everyone out ready to go, of course, and meteorologist Tavian Whitehurst is in studio with us now to gather all of everything that's happening. Tavian, now we've had much of the weather. The rain has fallen most of the day. Yep. Temperatures are starting to decline. Yep. That's where it gets tricky. You've got the wetness on the road already. It's just going to eventually freeze over.
Are you sure you're not a meteorologist?
I'm not. I just listen to you every day.
Okay. Because you're hitting all the marks, quite literally. It's been a little bit above freezing. The Big Country's been getting that wintry mix as you get close to that 32-degree range. And as we continue to drop our temperatures, that's when we're going to have that switch over from that wet precip to that icy precip. And that's exactly what's going to happen on the roads, too. That's why it's going to get so dangerous out there. I mean, you see here on the weather wall exactly what Tim was talking about. There are winter storm warnings from Maine all the way up here. You see right by Boston, all the way down through New York, Ohio, Illinois, even here in Texas and New Mexico. Everyone is getting a little bit of this winter weather, and it is going to be tough, especially for us here down south. Showing you the radar, that's exactly what you've got. We've got storms going all the way through, and we've got that winter precip right here in Texas because temperatures are getting so cold. Mainly us are actually getting that frozen precip. You see over in Dallas, Waco, and even near Austin, they're only getting that wetness, but that will start to change as temperatures drop. But looking right here specifically in West Texas, we've got a lot of snow that's coming into the Big Country, wintry mix that's starting to pass through, and even a little bit of rain that's starting to leave the Concho Valley. But let's take things out to meteorologist Simone Thomas out in Abilene. Simone, what's going on out there?
And so we started out the afternoon with some sleet and wintry mix. It started around lunchtime. Now that's starting to slowly transition to snow. Right now there's not really much falling, but we have been seeing frozen precipitation falling pretty consistently for the past few hours. Roads are already very icy out here in Abilene. So if you are watching us from the Big Country, make sure if you have to head out, you are being very cautious on the roadways right now.
All right, Simone, of course, stay safe. We have Simone Thomas and Abilene meteorologist Tavian Whitehurst here in studio. And again, crews across West Texas tonight with you every step of the way. Now, school-age students and parents, for that matter, have one question when this weather comes. Will there be school tomorrow? And it really depends on your location. San Angelo ISD has announced that they are closing Thursday and Friday. Other schools closing for tomorrow: Bront, Eden, Glasscock, and Mason, even Paint Rock, Sterling City, Very Best, and TLCA. Now, this is not the full list. We'll continue, of course, to keep you updated on that information through the night. We have a full list of closures and delays on our website and our Facebook page. There are other schools that have chosen to have a late start tomorrow. Reagan County schools, they'll have a 10 a.m. start. Buses will not run, and Pipeline and tutorials are canceled. Sonora, they'll have a 10 a.m. start as well. Now, there are some late starts and closures for Friday. Eden schools, they'll have a 10 a.m. start time Friday. Sterling City will start at 10 a.m. Grape Creek saying that they'll start at 10 a.m. on Friday. Buses will have a 2-hour late start. Again, this by no means the full list of all the schools here across West Texas. For the most complete and up-to-date information, head over to our website at foxwtx.com or our Fox West Texas Facebook page, or even on our Fox West Texas mobile app. Now, with the latest weather across the state, from ice and snow to below freezing temperatures, some are spending hours at the grocery store. This week's weather shouldn't compare to the 2021 winter storms that left millions without power for days, but it'll be much colder than it's been. The Texas Department of Emergency Management recommends having some essential items in hand.
I have a sister here in Austin, and she has a house. She has a gas stove. Last year we stayed with her, and next year, if it happens again, she would come rescue me.
In San Angelo, shelves looking bare as crowds of people grabbing those essentials ahead of the storm. Now, as freezing temperatures have already made its way here to Texas and West Texas, it's important to be prepared. Our Esmeralda Perez has more details on how you can prepare for severe winter weather conditions.
As West Texas prepares for severe winter weather, it's important to prepare your home and your vehicle for worst-case scenarios. From pipes, plants, pets, and people, now is the time to get ready for frigid temperatures. First, let's talk about protecting the pipes in your home. Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of San Angelo and Tom Green County, Jerry Huffman, says you have to be prepared for winter weather even in your own home.
You know, the best thing to do in our homes is to first of all, seal any leaks that you have, but is to keep the thermostat up. I know it's cost a little more, but it's going to be worth it not to have frozen pipes and damage to the homes.
And when it comes to people, staying home if you can is always the best option.
Well, I would recommend that everybody get ready and don't have to go outside, but you need to be prepared for electrical failure. So have flashlights, do not use candles. Have some flashlights and batteries ready to go, and then store a little water. It doesn't have to be a lot.
If you have to go out, remember, take it slow on roads, but your car should always be prepared to handle the cold.
Well, good tires are always important. Wipers, you need to make sure that the defrosting system is working well and not occluded in some way, but good wipers will make a lot of difference. And then obviously the tires are very key in a traffic situation.
For the most up-to-date weather updates, head over to our website at foxwtx.com. Esmeralda Perez, Fox West Texas.
Now, as mentioned, those temperatures will drop drastically tonight. The fire department on high alert and ready for, of course, a rise in calls to help. Our Adriana Alexander is outside in the cold weather, learning more about how the department is preparing for what's to come. Hey, Adriana.
Hey Tim, I'm right outside of the San Angelo Central Fire Station, and the fire department is expecting a variety of calls for the next few days as the freezing temperatures begin on tonight. Now, communities around West Texas are having to deal with dangerous weather conditions, and dangerous things are just prone to happen. The department gets a variety of calls like slips and falls, car crashes, and carbon monoxide poisoning. Assistant Fire Chief Johnny Fisher says his department has learned from last year's storm and is advising drivers to be cautious on the road to avoid the worst case scenario.
Just basically just be mindful of your driving, slow down, be extremely careful. Also, we've talked about trying to avoid the Loop 306 just due to the road conditions and the overpasses. And just be mindful if you call for additional resources, just kind of do that early because there's going to be a time delay getting people there.
As we were out here waiting on the live shot, we almost saw an accident happen on these slippery roads. So just like Chief Fisher said, make sure you stay safe, stay warm, and stay inside if possible. And when you need to, make sure you call 911 for emergencies. Adriana Alexander, Fox West Texas.
Now, local businesses and organizations joined forces with the United Way today, giving out warm clothing to keep everyone safe and cozy in the Concho Valley. Aspen Robert is the Director of Donor Engagement for the United Way here in San Angelo. She's saying the mission is important to those that they work with.
I truly believe the reason that a lot of these community organizations do what they do is because they just love their community. They believe in helping their neighbor, providing a hand up, and providing an opportunity to receive the things that they need to get through some of these unnecessary, unfortunately, winter storms that we have.
Robert also saying that the group is passing out water bottles to the elderly and homebound who may have their pipes burst. Now, we have just much more coverage still ahead as street conditions, school closures, and a full list of things to still talk about here on Fox West Texas. You can stay up to date every step of the way again on foxwtx.com and the Fox West Texas mobile app. We'll be right back.